Back. I'm saying I'm back like y'all know that I was on here. I'm back. I don't know TikTok. I'm about to say TikTok because I'm on TikTok all the damn time. YouTube was acting stupid. I don't know why. It was giving me, the sound was crazy. I think it's a Mercury retrograde. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, since ain't nobody on here, hold on because I need to go to the bathroom. Look at the pretty view or something. I don't know. I'm coming. Is anybody on there? Okay. Hello, everybody. I don't know if y'all was on that first one, but I don't know. YouTube was acting weird. I'm pretty sure because it's a Mercury retrograde right now. So technology has been really getting on my nerve for the past week, y'all. So let's see who we got in the building. I see y'all are back. This time I would like a reading of my middle name. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. First name only. First name only. If you want a full reading, then just go ahead on and book it. Just go ahead on and book the reading. That way you get my full attention and my full energy. Okay? We doing first names only. First names only. Now, I mean, if you wanted to be sneaky about it, you could just drop your name. I wouldn't know the difference, but I mean, that would be between you and the universe. But really, the rule is first name only. I'm already giving from my overflow right now. I don't have to do this. I could be somewhere doing something else. Right? Okay, y'all? All right. Who else we got on here? Hey, DC University. I love y'all. I say that in love. Okay? Y'all know I love y'all. By the way, if you want more, let's see. If you want to learn more about metaphysics, the spiritual technology of names, the metaphysics of the Bible, the universal law of feminine and masculine energy, I just launched a group on the Skool app. Skool is an app where it's like a community app. You can also host courses in there. I can go live in there. Anyway, I just launched that and it's only $7 to join. Not $7 a month, $7 one time. You can learn a lot of, I don't know, I'm putting a bunch of like my old videos and stuff because I had Patreon group too for years. So I have a lot of private classes and stuff that I've never shared with the public. So yeah, I literally just launched that like last week. It's a community for people that are mystics and they want to learn more from me about metaphysics. And about creating their reality, not just about metaphysics, about creating your reality. Now, this is not gonna stay at $7. I'm only doing it right now because I just launched it. Okay, so it's for the early birds. I don't have the link. I don't even have the link anywhere. Who that? Oh, okay. So I don't know. Go sign up for something on my email list. You'll get an email. You'll get an email. I don't know. I'll figure out how to give it to y'all. But I at least wanted to let y'all know that it was available. If you are already on my email list, then you already got an email. Go check your email, right? Go check your email. Okay. So now that I've made that announcement, yeah, y'all can start dropping your names. I usually stay on here for about 30 minutes and tell you what the esoteric meaning of your name is. If you don't know who I am and I just popped up on your YouTube feed or whatever, and you're like, what is this lady talking about? Free name readings. My name's Dr. Kimesha. I'm a metaphysical psychologist, and my specialty is word magic. Okay, so I am able to break down the esoteric and metaphysical meaning of words and names all together. This helps you rewire your nervous system because it helps you rewire the way you see words. And when you rewire the way you see words, you rewire the way you see life. And when you rewire the way you see your name, you rewire the way you see yourself. Okay? So that is what I do. This is my full-time thing. This is not a little side hustle for me. I've been doing it for 10 years. So let's go ahead on and get this popping. I see you on here, Deanna. I think that was the first name. No problem, Cynthia. Deanna. You got kind of like two names in there. First of all, I told this to everybody, that letter D. If you've been following me long enough, you should know what I'm about to say because I say it every single time. Somebody got that D on the beginning of their name. It suggests that they are here to learn about doors, spiritual doors, because D stands for door. Like if you was to Google, what does D mean? It means delta, and delta means door. Okay? So the thing about doors is that you are learning to, somebody with a D on the front of their name, you're learning how to see doors, see spiritual doors. Doors are opportunities as well. Opportunities for you to step into another version of yourself. But anyway, you're learning to be able to see spiritual doors. You're learning to create spiritual doors. You're learning to alchemize a spiritual door, meaning that you walk through a door and then you mastered how to use that to your advantage. Right? A door could be anything. A door could be a job. A door could be a person. A door could be a book. But it's up to you. It's your perception of understanding like, oh, this is a door. This is a portal. This is an invitation. Now, your name is telling you where the door is going to take you because it says Deanna. And Anna means a few things, okay? In the Bible, Anna means grace. That name Anna is also showing you, if you look at it, just because I'm reading the symbols as well. Okay, I'm not just thinking of like, what does it mean when I Google it? I'm reading the symbols. And when you read it frontwards and backwards, it's saying the same thing, right? It's like a mirror. That's another clue that tell you what the name is telling you. So the name is telling you that you're learning how to understand mirrors. That means that one of your main lessons is here to learn how to understand mirrors and how they work, spiritual mirrors. Everything that you're learning about your name and your birth date and your natal chart and your numerology and your human design and your this and your that, like your Akashic records, like all of this woo-woo stuff that y'all are like obsessed with. Well, I'm obsessed with it too. You wouldn't be here if you wasn't as obsessed with it as I am. But my point is that it's all taking you back to you understanding that you are a creator. That is the root of it every single time. It's just that your school, the school that you're going to about how to be a creator might look a little bit different than somebody else, but everybody is here doing the same thing. They're just doing it a different way. So for you, Deanna, you're learning how to create doors. You're learning how to understand doors. Now, the doors that you're learning how to create and understand, they have to do with mirrors, meaning that you're learning to see yourself. You're learning to see how other people mirror you and how you mirror other people. Just because of those letters, just because of how the letters show a mirror. Now, like I said earlier, Anna also means grace. In the Bible, Anna means grace. And grace is another word for forgiveness, really. Like when you give people a grace period, or they say give them grace or whatever. That's giving somebody like you're forgiving them. Like you're going to let it go. If they offended you somehow, you're going to let it go. So that suggests that the door that you're learning to walk through has to do with you. It would be called like the door of grace or the door of forgiveness, something like that. Now, another thing about that word Anna, that I'm going to go to the next one. See, when a person's name is in the Bible, and I tell people this all the time, when your name is in the Bible, or if you have a word in your name that's also in the Bible. Matter of fact, let me explain this real quick, because I'm going to keep mentioning the Bible, and I know some people are like, oh, that's the white man's book and all this other stuff. The Bible is a metaphysical book. The Bible is also an Akashic record book, meaning that when I say it's an Akashic record book, I mean that when you read it, it can wake up unconscious memory in you. That's what I mean. Okay? I'm not just throwing the word Akashic records around. When you hear me say Akashic records, I don't know what all these other people mean. But when you hear me say Akashic records, I'm talking about your unconscious memory. Memory that's stored in what scientists call junk DNA. Okay? So the Bible is meant to actually wake that up. It can either wake that up or make it go back to sleep. It could do either one. It depends on your perception. Okay, so now y'all know what I mean, why I keep mentioning the Bible. So Anna, the character Anna in the Bible, is a prophet or a prophetess. She's a prophetess in the Bible. So if you have a name that matches somebody in the Bible and that's their character or part of their characteristic, that suggests that it's also part of your characteristic. That suggests that you have the same vibration as that character, or so you may have the same lessons as that character, whatever it was. So you want to take that into consideration. So Anna in the Bible is a prophetess. Go look her up. I think she only get mentioned like 2 times or something like that, but she is described as a prophetess. Okay. Let me move on. I know I spent a lot of time on that. See, that's why I'm saying when I'm giving to y'all, I'm giving it to you for real. Like, this is the same thing I would say to you on a call, or if you on a call, on a Zoom call. Okay, Cynthia. Okay, well, first of all, let's start with the first letter. I'm going to almost always pull the first letter out. But you got C on the front of there, and C always has to do with perception. Because it's literally saying C. Like, I know, yes, it's the C. Even though you're saying Cynthia, it's still the C sound on the front of there. So that name has to do with you mastering your perception. Anybody on here that got that C on the front of your name? Your name got to do with you mastering your perception. Now, C has a twofold meaning to it, because the word C is also C-S-E-A-C. I'm going by the phonetics. That's why I say I'm a word magician. So I'm listening to the phonetic of the word, not just what you see when you Google it, right? So the letter C is also referring to like water. So that means that your name is telling you, just off the top, without even looking at the rest of it, it's telling you that when you, okay, I got to turn my notifications off. I hate when people send me messages when I'm on here, because it'll throw the whole sound off on YouTube. Then she got nerve to be sending me back-to-back messages. Anyway, that threw me off. So, okay, yes, Cynthia, that letter C is saying something about you learn how to master your perception. So when you learn how to master your perception, you'll also learn how to master the sea, which is the ocean, which is your emotions. That's what I meant to say. Or when you'll learn how to master your emotions when you learn how to master your perception. That's the first letter of Cynthia, just the first letter by itself. Okay, but the second letter is saying why. It's telling you that you're going to see why something, like it's forming a sentence. It's telling you that you're going to see why something. I wonder what the etymology. Hold on, let me look up the etymology of that. Sometimes I need a little bit of help, especially when I'm doing it live. Have you ever looked up? Everybody should look up the etymology of their name. Everybody on here, it may or may not be there, but at a minimum, you should just try it. You never know. Don't just go by what Google say. Look up the etymology. Etymology means the original meaning of a word, okay? If you never knew that, now you know. Now you know. Cynthia. Oh, a name of the moon. Did you know that? Oh, yeah. Wow. That's related to a goddess. Yeah. It says the Cynthia goddess. The Cynthia goddess. That's the name of a goddess. It's similar to the goddess Artemis and the goddess Diana. Diana and Artemis are mentioned in the Bible. They are goddesses mentioned in the Bible. So I don't know what they do or what is like their nature, but that's up to you. That's up to you to research. This is how you also can trigger your own Akashic records. Especially if your name got something to do with a goddess, you start actually working with that goddess. You start actually, when I say working with, I mean meditating on her, like studying her. That will start waking up stuff in your DNA. Meditation just means to study something, y'all. You don't got to be sitting there like, meditate and study are exchangeable. But because it got to do with the moon, Cynthia, because it says a poetic name of the moon. So because it has to do with the moon, that suggests that you, Cynthia, have lessons to learn around the moon, which again is lessons to learn around emotions, because the moon rules over water. The moon rules over the sea, the first letter on your name. Let me give you all a reminder that the first, I'm only doing the first name, but the full name is telling the whole story. And if you want the whole story, well, not even the whole story, but if you want to see deeper into it, you book a full what I call a luxury name reading, whereas though we're looking at your birth date numbers too. And I have my own signature method of interpreting numbers. I do not use numerology or like common like angel numbers. I use the Bible to interpret numbers. But anyway, yeah, so just letting y'all know, if you want the full name reading, I think I put, well, no, I thought I put the link in the comments. I didn't. Just go to my description box. You'll find it. Okay. Who else we got? Deanna, was that you asking me where do you sign up at? Was that you asking me that? Oh, the $7 group. Girl, I don't know where to tell you to go because I ain't even made the link for it. I'm just over here running my mouth. When we get off here, I will put it in the comments though. Okay, you're just gonna have to come back to this video. That's all. I'll put it in the comments. Okay, so Cynthia, yeah, we're gonna move on with our life here. I hope that was helpful for you. Jacquees, am I saying that right? Jacquees. I know for sure your name is related to Jacob. That's another name in the Bible. If I look it up, it's going to say that it's even though I know it's not spelled Jacob, it's going to say that it's related to that name, Jacob. But let's start with the first letter. Butterfly said just first name. Yep. On this free call, yeah, not free call, but on this live video, yeah, first name only. The letter J. See, I'm looking at the symbols, y'all. I'm not only listening to the sound, I'm also looking at the letters like they are symbols. That's what letters are. Letters are really symbols. Letters are logos. That's another, like the Latin word for letters is logos. But that letter J, if you flip it upside down, it's a question mark. So that's the first letter on that name is telling you to ask something. Matter of fact, it says ask. Okay, how does it say ask? Because that C, like I say, ACQ, the C is interchangeable with the S. Listen to C. C, S, S, same sound. That's how I know they're interchangeable. I'm going by the sound. That's how I know they're interchangeable. So it says ASQ, that's ask. Either way, it's telling you to ask. It's telling you to ask something. It literally says ask. Now, I don't know what else is telling you to ask. Well, it could be telling you to ask something that has to do with the name Jacob, because it's coming from Jacob, or it's relative to Jacob. So let's talk about Jacob. Jacob is a character in the Bible. He's got a pretty bad rep, okay? If you know anything about Jacob in the Bible, he is painted as like a thief in the Bible. He stole Esau's birthright. However, what he really did, he was a master of switching places with things and people. He was a master of, yeah. His name means supplanter. And supplanter means to take one thing out and put it in. So it's take one thing out and put something else in. So it's similar to like being an alchemist. Like it's similar to transforming something from one thing to another and making something look like it's this, but it's really that. So that's what he was a master of. Let's forget about the fact that he stole his brother's birthright in the Bible, okay? let's not dwell on that. Let's dwell on the fact that he's a master of changing perception. So that would suggest that you are either to learn that or you're learning lessons about that. That's not a negative trait. If you do that to yourself, that's not a negative trait. It's a negative trait when you do it to deceive other people, right? But when you do it to yourself, then it's you mastering your own perception. It's you changing your own perception so that you can see things differently. But your name is telling you to ask something about how do you change things from one thing to make it look like another, to make something that look like one thing look like another. I would have to see the whole name too. Like, see, that's another thing about when I'm doing a name reading, I'm looking for patterns. Okay, Alexa. Alexa told me it's time to get off work. So, stop. Alexa, stop. Girl. Anyway, technology. Oh, yes, what I was saying is I would need to see the whole name for me to pick up on patterns, because it could be something that I'm missing. And first of all, I'm doing it live, so sometimes I get distracted and stuff like that. But yeah, I would need to see the whole name. That helps me see the pattern, because I could see a pattern. If I see something in the last name that makes something in the first name jump out, then I'm like, oh, that's what that's saying. So, but yeah, anything you need, Jacquees, you need to master asking questions. At a minimum, you need to master asking questions. That's one of your lessons. And y'all, anything you're here to learn, you're here to teach as well. Everything that you're here to learn, you're here to teach. It doesn't matter if it's to your children. It doesn't matter if it's to your parents. It doesn't matter if you start a social media platform and grow it to 1 million people. You are also here to teach. Everybody is. That's how we pass knowledge around to each other. So everything I'm telling you about your name, if I say that your name means that you're a prophetess, your name means that you're here to master asking questions, your name means you're here to master your perception, that means you also supposed to teach that. What good would it be for you to keep it to yourself? How is that helping? Nobody but you. That would be quite selfish now, wouldn't it? Okay. Okay, Stephen. Stephen, your name means crown. I mean, that's, if you could Google that and find that, that's pretty obvious, right? If you Google, well, because it's spelled a different way, Stephen, but it means, if you Google Stephen, Steven, I'm pretty sure it's going to say, it's still talking about crown. So what does that suggest? First of all, that name is in the Bible. Here we go again. That name is in the Bible. It's just spelled a little bit different. Now, that character, I don't remember everything, but I know that character was like a rebel. The nature of that character was like a rebel. You would need to go study that character in the Bible. But my point here is that he was a rebel. And that, so what the name is really saying is that that's how you get a crown. You get a crown by being rebellious. I know that probably sounds crazy, But you get a crown by being rebellious, not against like, I don't want to paint that picture. Being rebellious to the point where you standing in your own authority. That's what I mean by being rebellious. Because who gets to wear a crown? A king, right? A king or a queen. And a king or a queen has authority to stand in their own, or yeah, they have authority to stand within their own belief system. They live on their own land. By land, I'm talking about the body. I'm not talking about land like physical, although it could be that too. But I mean, somebody that is in their king body or their God body, they have an authority within themselves. But in order for you to get there, you're going to have to be rebellious against a system that's telling you that you can't. Right? The system is telling you that you can't do a lot of stuff. The system is telling you, everybody go to school, go to work, get a job, get married, have kids. Nothing wrong with those things. But maybe that's not what you want to do. Right? And if you just go along with it, then now you're not wearing your crown, because now you're not being yourself. But anyway, that's what your name means, crown. Now that name also got the word even in there. This is going beyond just Google at this point. I'm not just going to tell you what Google say. You have to look at the letters that's in there. So it's saying even. So that means you have lessons to learn about things being even, which is probably pointing you to Libra in your natal chart. Your name's got like astrology hitting in there too. Sometimes. Like Jaquise, you got that J on the front. When it's telling you to question things, that's like a Gemini energy. Because Gemini has a very curious energy. Gemini is also known as the trickster, which is the same as Jacob. So, but again, I would have to see your whole name. But Stephen, that even that's clear. That's saying something about Libra. If you got the word even in your name, it's telling you that you are here to learn Libra lessons. It's still pointing you towards astrology. You're here to learn Libra lessons. So if you have Libra somewhere, especially in your big three meaning your name, I mean your sun, moon, or rising sign. I mean, that's just would confirm what I'm saying. But you also will be learning from Libras. So if you got Libras around you, they would be one of your teachers of what you're supposed to be learning about yourself that you can't see. Because we all got blind spots, right? Okay, y'all, I'm pushing up on my 30-minute mark. Just to remind y'all, you can book a full name reading. If you go to the description box, it should be a description box that has a link in there. I will also be putting a link there for the new group that I just launched. So let me talk about that real quick, and then maybe I'll look at another name, Domisha. We can look at that. Your name is similar to mine because you have Misha in there, which my name is Kimesha. But yeah, just to remind y'all, I did just launch a new group on Skool. Skool is an app. Skool is an app that can hold courses, community. I can go live in there. I can do a lot of stuff. But anyway, I put a lot of my old teachings in there, and I will be posting in there regularly. It's only $7 one time. Now, I'm not going to be doing word breakdowns and all of that in there, but you will be learning about the spiritual psychology behind names, the metaphysics of the Bible. I'll be talking about astrology because I talk about astrology all the time. There's other classes in there. There's even business classes in there. Like if you are a mystical entrepreneur and you are like just kind of on like hustling right now and you don't really have a lot of structure, there's some classes in there that can help you with that. Okay, there's a class in there called Monetize Your Message. Now, mind you, Skool is built for you being active in the group. If you're not active in a group, you're not going to be able to unlock those classes because it's based on engagement. See, you can't just come in there and just be like, I'm gonna just scoot on over there. Nope. You need to be engaged. All right, Domisha. Well, we know it's a do on the front of it. It also says dome. But let's just break it up into do and Demisha, okay? Well, first of all, let's talk about the D. The D is for door. So it's telling you that you're here to master doors, to be able to see invisible doors. But so it's telling you to do something. What do Misha mean? Well, first of all, it says do me. I'm here to do me. That's what it's saying. That's a beautiful affirmation. What you here to do? Me? I'm here to do me. That's what it say right off the top. But I'm going to tell you what Misha means in the Hebrew language. And it means freedom. Okay? So it means to do freedom. Like, yeah, you're here to do freedom. You're here to be free. You're here to do it, like act it out, like actually do it. Not just talk about it, not just think about it, not just dream about it, not just talk to your girlfriend about do it. Your name is saying do it. It's giving Aries energy. That's Aries energy, do. Aries is an action sign ruled by Mars. So it's given Aries. I'm curious what do the etymology of dome mean? Hold on for 1 second. I mean, I know what it mean like generally, but I like to look up the original meaning of a word because that helps me. A dome is a roof, basically. Oh, it also mean house, yeah. Let's go with that. House. It's a roof, which is what would be your mind. But let's go with house. House. So then now your name says House of Freedom. Wow. Wow. House of Freedom. What house is it? Your body. Your body is the only house. That's where you live at. You do not live on so-and-so street. You live in your body. So your name, Domisha, is telling you that you're here to master your body, your domicile, so that you will achieve freedom. So yeah, you're learning how to master your body to the point of freeing your body. But it's like doming, so it's really about freeing your mind. So yeah, it says to free your mind. It says free my mind so that I can free my body. That's what it say. Free my mind so that I can free my body, because the body is the doing. The body is the doing. The mind is you just sitting still, but the body is the doing. Okay, y'all, I'm past my 30 minutes. I've poured from my overflow here. Somebody dropping scriptures. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take it. If you want to relocate to South Africa, what is going on? I like how Deanna done wrote down her own stuff. Yes, yes. Forgiveness was in my personal reading today. Wow. I didn't know Anna was in her Bible. Sure is. Sure is. Moon is water. Yeah. Are you saying you're a Cancer butterfly? Butterfly? Is that butterfly or butterflies? If you are a Cancer, that makes a lot of sense. That you are here to learn about water and emotions. That would make a gazillion sense. That would just confirm everything that I already said. I still have my name reading that you did a couple of years ago, as you should. If you've ever gotten your name done from me, then you should always revisit it because you evolve. It's just like a Bible. When you go back to read it, let me tell y'all a story real quick and then I'm gonna get off here. But when you go back to read it, something new could come out. You could realize something new that you didn't really understand the first time. And here's an example of how I know that that's true, because I did a reading for somebody, I don't know, this month or whatever. And as I was doing her reading, her name had, or her birthday numbers anyway, it had something to do with a swamp, like SWAMP, swamp. And as soon as I said it, she held up her arm and she had a lotus flower tattoo. She was like, wow, that's crazy. I just got this tattoo. Now, if you don't know anything about the lotus flower, it grows in swampy waters. Like, that's literally where it blooms at, in the swampy water. And so she was like, yeah, I just got this tattoo like earlier this year. Now, she had got that name reading from me 3 years ago, and I would have been talking to her about a swamp. She would have been like, girl, what? A swamp? What you talking about? She wouldn't have knew nothing. She wouldn't have understood. That's why you have to always go back and look at it, because something could have unfolded. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. It's just like the Bible. If you go back and read the Bible every time, you probably will see something that you didn't see the first time. You read everything at the level of your consciousness. I need to cut this part out and make it a clip. You read everything at your level of consciousness. Even when you go to the market and you pick up something from the off the aisle or whatever, you want food shopping, there's different type of people, the way that they read. Some people I'm gonna just grab that. They'll scan the whole aisle and see what's the cheapest thing. Oh, 85 cents, boom, grab that, throw it in a cart. Didn't read the ingredients or nothing. Don't even know the name of the damn thing. But they read it according to what they think the value is, or the price, however you want to think about that. Then you got some people who will actually read it, or they're buying it because of a brand. This is my favorite brand. This is what I eat all the time. That's their level of consciousness. They have already decided that that's what they want. But then you got some people that pick it up, flip the box over, read the ingredients, Google the ingredients, or they have already researched the ingredients. Then they decide whether they're going to get it or not. You see what I'm saying? You read everything at your level of consciousness and your level of self-awareness. So if your level of consciousness and self-awareness is only based on how much something costs, that's how you're going to do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. But when you read at a level of what's in it, what is the value that I'm going to get out of it? What is it going to do for my body? What is the return on investment I'm going to get? What's the short-term investment? What's the long-term investment? That you read at a different level of consciousness. So everything is read like that. Even the Bible. Even when you're reading Facebook posts, even when you're reading social media posts, everything is being filtered through your level of consciousness. Okay? Love y'all, and y'all have a good evening.